Welcome back to my channel. So, you're probably wondering, what the fuck? What the fuck is on your face? So, this is just totally me just putting makeup on my face with no real rhyme or reason. Like, I had no plan going into this. All I had was inspiration. So, me and my friend were at the Bronx Zoo the other day, and we saw this really cool bird. And it was like navy blue, and it had like these really long like quilled feathers, like black feathers with white stripes on it, and it had like this redness around its eyes, and it was like, my friend was like, you should do a makeup look around that bird. So that's what I did. I decided this needed to be a tutorial for some reason because I just wanted to put out a really interesting sort of avant-garde, really creative makeup look because I haven't done that in a while. So that's what I did. I tried to incorporate all the different tones of the bird, both in my eyes and in my entire face. That's what you see with this crazy unconventional contour you see going on. Y'all know I love that shit. So this is sort of like a beauty look with a little bit of, I want to say FX, but it is a little Halloweeny because we're never not a little Halloweeny, even when we're being glam. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you want to see how I got this look, just keep watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. We're going to be uploading weekly now. I promise. I'm so dead set. I have like a whole schedule in mind and like 2 or 3 videos planned out of what I want to do. I have a nice little rhythm going on with filming. It's going to happen. Hi. Why are you interrupting?
Did you always do it this late?
Yeah.
Am I just asleep?
I look good.
You do look good. Are you a butterfly?
I'm a bird. I saw this bird at the zoo and I decided to do a look on it.
Okay.
Well, my friend decided I should do that. My lash is on.
I'll be back.
Oh my god, my phone keeps running out of memory while I film, so I'm going to keep this really short and sweet. If you want to see how to get this look, please keep watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and my Instagram. I'll leave all that down, but leave my Instagram down below. You know my channel, you're here. Ha, this is awkward. I'm going to leave. Bye. Hey guys! So I already did my brows. I used the Makeup Revolution Light and Shade palette, which is how I've been doing my brows recently, and I primed my eyes with the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk because we're going in with color. So I wanted the color to really stand out. I'm taking this Makeup Revolution palette. I forget the exact name, but it's a palette of all shimmers. I think it's like Go Into the Night or something like that. I'm taking this like light gray shade, and I'm putting it in the crease, which is unusual, but I think because it's the light shade, it'll make a nice transition. I love these shimmers. Like, just as like regular shimmers on the lid, they're like my favorite affordable shimmers. And I zoomed in a little bit so you guys can see what the fuck I'm doing. And I'm just blending this throughout my crease with a fluffy Morphe brush. It's a G14, I think, from the Metals line. And I'm just blending this as a transition. Then I'm taking this like navy blue and I'm defining it further. I'm just going lower in the crease. I'm putting a lot of color on because I want the color to be very stark and then it just to be very slightly faded on top. This look is gonna look really like bad. It has a couple of ugly stages. I'm not gonna lie. Like this is definitely one of them. It's gonna look like I don't know what I'm doing, but it's gonna come together at the end. It always does it not? Making sure it's even and intense on both sides. Then I'm taking this fluffier brush and I'm just blending out them edges, making sure it's nice and smoky. Yeah, I'm just blending on both sides. Just making sure I'm filming. That's why I keep getting up. And then I'm taking this shade called Dagger. It's like a nice pastel-y gray. Dark pastel, not really pastel, just a gray. From the Kat Von D Pastel Goth palette. And I'm just blending this upward. And just making it a little bit more seamless. Putting a darker color and then blending with a lighter color really helps the darker color look not quite so choppy and profesh. Just making sure I'm keeping a sort of cat eye shape, as pretty much always. That's pretty much always what I do. Going with a couple layers to make sure everything is blended and seamless. Take a shot for every weird ass face I make into the camera, why don't you? Then I'm taking Skull, which is my favorite white of all time at the moment. And so I'm putting this on the brow bone, but I'm not doing it in the way I usually do. I'm actually taking it, almost blending it. So it does go on the brow bone, but it also goes into my crease color. Because I don't really want the crease to show up as a color, but I want it to be blended at the same time. That's sort of what I wanted going on when I planned this look in my brain. So that's what I'm trying to do. So I am highlighting the brow bone, but I'm also blending as well, but doing a little more blending than I normally would when I apply a brow bone highlight. Then I'm taking the Stila Magnificent Metals and Metallic Cobalt. I realize these are a lot of the same products that I've used in my blue smoky eye with glitter tears, like a lot of the same palettes and shadows. So I'm just basically showing you a different look with those same products, I feel like. It's just a little something I noticed. I'll link that video down below so you'll see what I'm talking about if you don't know. Anyway, I'm just taking this and putting it in the same area I put that navy blue, giving it more of a glitter finish, and also just defining things. It looks so pretty blended out. It looks like a nice starry sky on your eyes. Just taking the other blending brush and blending it out. Because again, we want stark color in the crease, and then we want it to just sort of fade to almost nothingness. That's what we're kind of going for. Now, I have not used the Satan Sinner palette since my makeup look I did on my friend, and I was like, that's unacceptable. This palette was like $62. I'm spraying my brush with some Pixi Glow Mist. I'm taking the shade Sabbath, which is a nice shimmery red. And this is going to be on the main color on my eyelid. I'm just doing packing motions and then to get the color intensified, and then sweeping motions to blend it out. Now I'm going to go in with the shade Sacred Heart. And I'm going to do sort of like, so I don't really know how to explain this. So just like watch what I'm doing. I'm going to take it and sort of take it across on my brow bone above my like inner crease, way above, even like my upper crease, but below my brow, and just blending it towards the middle of my brow bone and having it fade. I don't know what to call this. It's just sort of a effect I wanted to do. Kind of like when you bring up your nose contour to like your brow bone, except a little bit lower, because you bring it up to like the front of your brow when you do that, whereas I'm bringing it slightly lower than that. So I'm going in with this light color with the same brush, so it's gonna have a little bit of red on it, which I don't mind because I'm gonna go back in with my red, and I'm just blending. And then I'm also gonna take it down to the sides of my nose as if it was actually contouring my nose. Maybe not quite as low. Then I'm taking this color. I forget what it's called. I'm terrible. I'll leave it down below. But it's like a scarlety color. And I'm just sort of taking it a little bit lower in that area to make it more defined. More like shaded in. And then I also go in with a little bit of Sabbath. An even smaller area. And going back in with Sacred Heart when I feel as though it's necessary to blend things out. Then I'm going to go back in with the Stila shadow and redefine the crease because I want it really nice and blue. And I don't really have like a concrete plan for this, by the way. I'm kind of just sort of doing what I feel is the best next step. So now I'm just blending the crease to make it more smoked out again, but still leaving it a little bit defined. Then I'm taking the shade from the Anastasia on the Urban Decay Moondust palette. It's the shade Element. I don't know why the hell it looks purple on camera. I swear to God, it has like a purpley hue, which is really weird. I noticed that when I was filming, and I noticed it here as well, but it is orange. I promise. I'm just putting that in the inner corner. This is the shade Element. I'm not sure if I said that. Going with a couple of layers to make sure it's intense. And I'm taking the Stila Magnificent Metals in the shade Into the Blue. And I want to do sort of like a cut creasy thing in a sense. I'm just taking this through the crease so it when you move it has like a more of a multi-dimensional effect, but then it just intensifies that area even further. And I'm using a Mikasa angle brush. This brush is amazing. I'll leave my code for all Mikasa beauty products down below if you're interested, because I use a bunch of those brushes throughout this video. But yeah, I'm just taking this through the crease. I put product on like the back of my hand with the applicator and then just going with the brush, because going with the applicator it'd be way too thick, so I wanted to get a little more precision. And see, now it's not looking so messy. Now it's starting to come together a little bit. Now I lose some of the red when I do all that nonsense, so I'm going to take more of Sabbath and put it on the lid to redefine things. And also because I went a little too low with that Magnificent Metals shadow, so I wanted to make it not quite as low on the lid. Now I'm taking the Sephora liner in like the shade Sapphire. This is really old. I've had this for way too long. I should not be putting it on my face, but it's still good. It's a really nice sapphire blue. I want to do it to add like another layer of color into the crease. And I redefine my lid again. Now I'm going to take this Jordana felt tip liner, which I actually don't like as a liner. It's just really not as opaquely black as I want my liner to be. But I do like to use it to sort of map out like shapes, because it sort of is like, it's good for making a rough draft because you can sort of like easily erase or cover it because it's not pigmented. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just drawing like the feathers that the bird has as like a winged liner sort of situation. Just drawing in the shape, and I'll worry about getting it more precise in a minute. Now I'm taking the Eyeko Skinny Dip liner, which I love, and I'm going to fill in gaps and then also like redefine the actual shape a little bit. Going across and lining like the outer part of my eye a little bit too. Then I'm taking the NYX white liquid liner. I'm going to draw those like white stripes that the bird has on its tail. And I'll go in like a little rough hazily the first time, and then I'll clean it up. I can clean it up with black because it's white. It's really nice and easy to erase, which is good. Like I misplaced some and I wanted them on different places, so I erased them, and some just I wanted to clean up the edges. And then I go in with a couple times to make it nice and stark white.
I'm pretty obsessed with this NYX liner, in case you couldn't tell. Making little details in eye. That one got really crazy. That's definitely one that I'm gonna erase. This whole side of the eye got kind of messy, so. Worry not. 9 out of 10 times is a way to fix it. You don't have to start over. And then I did line my eyes like all the way across, but I felt like that took away from the red, and I wanted the red to be like the star on my lid, so I just kind of was like, nah, and went over it again with more Sabbath on with my finger. I didn't show me cleaning up because I had to lean in to do that to make sure it was nice. And then I'm going in to start my face. I'm taking the Smashbox Photofinish primer, and then I'm taking the Bobbi Brown Skin Foundation. I want to use foundation that was not like one of my long-wearing matte ones because I was taking this off after, but would still make my skin look flawless and nice. So that's why I went with this one. And I'm taking my Morphe M431 brush. I'm doing like a packing motion to really get it into the skin and get the coverage on, and then I'm going to go and buff it in to blend it out and make it seamless. And I had to work around my eyes, which is a little difficult, so I don't quite get the foundation as close to my eye as I would like to avoid ruining the design. Now I'm going in with a new concealer. This is from Bodyography, which is a brand that Mikasa sells on their site. It's like the skin concealer or something. Because this new concealer is the first time I've actually ever used it, I didn't know how full coverage was going to be, so I just went in with a couple of dots, and I could build it as I go. And I blended it out with my favorite brush, the Real Techniques contour brush, so I can get a good concise opinion on it, and I did not like it. I did not like the way it performed. I found it not really to cover much, and it sort of lifted my foundation places I put it. I'm gonna have to try it a couple more times before I get a concise opinion, but the first time I was like, I wasn't feeling it. So I went in with some NYX HD, which is gonna clean everything up because this is my life, as you know. This is the concealer that I always know I can go back to, and it will save me. And it's $5. I think I went through like 10 of these in my life, I swear to God. And I'm just buffing it in. Careful to avoid the eye area. I'm just gonna take some RCMA no color powder, quickly set the face. That's not interesting, you don't need to see that. Then I'm taking the Shade and Light palette, which is used, and I'm taking the darkest and then second darkest shade, which is not what I would normally use to contour. It would be too dark for me. I wanted a very harsh line on my face. That was still blended, but also harsh. I'm taking the Morphe M441 contour brush and just really carving out the cheek. I'm going to make a nice dimensional contour in just a minute. Then I'm going to blend upward. And then for my forehead, I'm going to go in with just the medium shade because I didn't want it to be like too crazy on my forehead. Not really focused on the forehead on this look. I just wanted to contour a little bit because, to go through the motions. So I did. Then I'm taking Milani Baked Blush in Red Vino, and I'm going to go in with the contour brush, which I would normally do, because I want to blend it and do like a blush contour. And then I'm taking this shade from the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. I just did a review on this, I'll link it down below. And I'm going to take this like reddish brown and really go in and define that contour. I want it to be nice and red. And like harsh, but blended at the same time. That makes sense. I want to incorporate some of the blue, so I'm going to get real crazy and take that same like navy blue shade in a really small brush and go right on the bottom of the contour. This looks ridiculous. I don't even know if I like it that much looking back at it, but in my head I was thinking I just want to like make it nice and monochromatic, and I want to do something unconventional. And I guess draggy, you could say. Just blending this in. Then I'll go on with the brush, the Morphe brush, to just blend it out a little bit and make them a little more blended together. Then I'm going to apply some actual blush on my cheeks. This is the Manna Kadar Paradise blush. It's like a hot reddish corally shimmer. So I thought it would be a nice gradient to go from the harsh contour up to my cheeks. It was a good color for that. And I'm using a Mikasa blush brush to do this. Then I'm going to spray my face with Pixi Glow Mist. And I'm going to take the LA Girl Megawatt highlighter or Strobe Light highlighter in 120 watt. I'm taking a Mikasa contour brush, which I love to use for highlight, and I'm letting the setting spray dry like 75% of the way, and then I'm gonna pop this right on my cheekbones. This is a good trick to give your highlight just an extra oomph, because we are every kind of extra in this bit. So that's what I did. And this highlight's intense already, but doing that is just going to take it a step further and make it really, really glorious. Then I'm taking some Makeup Forever Black Aqua XL liner, lining my eyes. And then I just wanted to do like an inner corner wing with the white liquid liner to represent like the beak of the bird. This is what goes through my head as I do this. I'm crazy. Then I'm gonna smudge some of that navy blue, not smudge, carefully smoke it out on the lower lash line. I'm going to take the Stila liner, and I'm going to show you here how I apply it. I put it on the back of my hand. This is what I did for the previous step as well with this liner. The shadow, and then I'm just going to paint on the shadow with the same angle brush just to give it sort of a bluish glittery shift, because I thought it'd be fun. Doesn't really show up on camera. It's more of a in-person thing. Then I'm taking the Fenty Beauty Cosmic Lip Gloss in the shade Gal on the Moon. Oh my god, I wish they would make these permanent, because I am obsessed. I want every color, but they are not, sadly. It's part of the Galaxy collection, and they're so pigmented, I'm just going to put it on with no lipstick underneath it. Just go for it. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like what you see. Share it to the world. Share it to the children. And I will see you guys next time.